focusing on breadfruit. If you guys are familiar with breadfruit, we're planting more of that for several reasons. One reason, this is the only place in continental United States that can grow breadfruit, that can fruit it, and doesn't have to worry about cold killing the tree, or at least damaging enough that you're not going to have a crop that year. And also because I was already working with a lot of places up in Homestead, it was a good product to bring up the Keys instead of just always bringing stuff down and having a product that could go up. And the chefs in Miami really liked the fact that I had local breadfruit. So we could charge top dollar for that. So we were doing that, and then Irma hit on September 10th, whatever it was, 2017, and kind of just brought everything to a halt. Destroyed our storefront and all the nursery, all the stuff that was propagating, the really rare stuff was destroyed. The one nice thing about the hurricane, if you want to look at a positive, is it kind of made a blank slate almost. You know, I mean, you still have some trees, but like, you know, lost probably 100 trees. And some of them were really historic, you know, almost like there was a side to this was almost like an agricultural museum. Well, that's kind of gone. I mean, there's a small component left, but it doesn't really have the same, you know, you gotta move forward, you know, you can't live in the past. So looking at breadfruit and the fact that we can grow it here, the importance that it's starting to show worldwide for the nutritional value, and the fact that I'm going to show you one is it's actually, out of the trees here, is one of the ones that did the best. The nice thing about breadfruit, as I mentioned, you can grow it in the Keys. There's a bunch of varieties, and this is Mafala, right? Okay. And this is a common one. Well, not many nurseries carry it, but it's a common one you'll find down here. And it's a seashore breadfruit, so it actually can handle salt a little more. Obviously, that's what you're going to want down here. It also can handle our soil or lack of soil a lot better. So it's definitely a good variety, and I mean, it's a little beaten up from the wind and maybe a little bit of cold, but probably fertilized. But it's considering. I mean, you can see it got ripped. The brains got completely ripped off there. It was basically, I mean, this before the storm was another probably 10 feet.
Wow.
And that I planted 4 years ago. So they're very fast growing. Like I was that big when I planted, and it grew, you know.
How long did it take it to recover, so to speak, after?
I don't know, within about, I don't know, maybe probably after the winter.
Okay.
You know, I would say spring of next year, because remember, these are tropical trees, so you know, even you know, being in the 50s, you know, they're not growing under dormant. The 70s. Right. You know, they're not growing any. Most of these trees aren't going to grow; they're more dormant. So, yeah, probably I started really seeing it looking really good probably in the spring, and which was great, because the really depressing part was seeing a lot of trees after about a year die off. But anyway, so this is what we're going to plant primarily, and we'll plant this out this spring. I have about 20 in stock right now, and we'll plant out. Well, anyway, plant out between 20 and 30 this spring. And the nice thing about that is, you know, in 3 to 4 years, they'll be producing. And when I studied at the University of Florida this past summer, the research center at Trek, and I did the tropical fruit research and introduction course there. And actually, when I presented the concept of breadfruit growth, they were quite excited. Not only is it good for me from production and profit standpoint, like out of any crop I can plant, it's probably the most profitable. So that's a good thing. The other thing is, from a research standpoint, it's an interesting crop to choose as well. And so I'm always looking at ways to kind of incorporate versicolor, extension, and things like that. And they've, you know, the thing is, in Miami, with global warming, plants are going to change. What you're going to be able to grow in certain areas are can change. And breadfruit's one of those crops that you're going to have excitement about global warming as a farmer. So that's kind of it in South Florida. So they're kind of interested in what are the what problems are associated with growing it and stuff like that. So having 40 trees and from a production, but also like seeing what pests may exist. Right now we don't. I used to have 5, scattered around. But just seeing it from a research standpoint.
So the back is the landscape company.
Okay.
So that's a business. So they're renting the property. That's creating me an income. They're also complementing the property with their equipment, right? So that takes care of infrastructure. The front part is going to be more community-based programming. So we're going to continue the programming. We have a nonprofit already leasing space for that. And we have the Boys and Girls Club coming actually later today. That will be, then they're helping clean up the property, but they're learning about bulimia, then they're learning about, the different trees. So they're part of it. I'm trying to engage the county to see if the county would like to make this an extension education site as well. Can't really hold my breath on the county, on government, but the fact that we already have 2 nonprofits involved up here, that they're leasing space.
That's a good pitch, yeah.
It's a good pitch. It's paying the bills for now. And then what I want to do is I want to keep planting out the breadfruit and keeping that part of my research or my component of the property. So it's a shared property.
Yeah.
The concept is a shared property. Yeah. I see Grimal Grove as being just a very unique agricultural icon for not just for the community but for the country. I think it's got a great story. It's a unique growing area. I think it's also being an island with hurricanes and things like that. I think it can even be a space of kind of research and for me, I see it, the property giving me freedom to do other things outside the property.